Hey guys, Omar Khan here from Theta Trading, and welcome to another video. And this one video is going to be about how to make money from your phone anywhere in the world. Today I'm coming to you from beautiful San Cabos, Mexico. I've been here for a few days, and I was fortunate enough to also to go to the World Cup of Soccer a couple months ago in Qatar, Doha, Qatar. And the great thing is you can make money from anywhere in the world if you know what you're doing on your phone in a short amount of time, 30 minutes or less, maybe an hour or less a day. Not a whole lot of time. I'll explain to you exactly how that works today. But before we get into today's topic, if I could ask you a huge favor, if you could hit that like button so that the algorithm promotes this channel and financial literacy in general to more people. Also consider subscribing to our channel so you get all of our future videos, and also consider sending this to friends and family with sharing the videos. Now, let's get into today's topic. How do you make money from anywhere in the world on your phone? Well, first I want to talk about my background, okay? I grew up in a financially illiterate home, meaning my parents were highly educated, but they were not financially literate. And as a result, I was the same way. Now, I flash forward, I went to high school, didn't really learn much about how to make money there. Went to university, didn't learn much about it there. And it got a bit frustrating because I didn't grow up with a lot of money. So I wanted to get myself and my family to a better life. How do I do that? Well, how do you do that? It's no one teaches you this in school. This is exactly why we started this company. So what happened is in the late 90s, when I graduated, late 1990s, I graduated university, and like I said, I did an economics degree, and I came out financially literate. I didn't know how to make money. I came out with a bunch of student debt, and I wasn't sure how I'm going to make it in this world. I didn't know what I was going to do. I didn't like, how am I going to pay my student loans off? How am I going to buy a house? How am I going to do all these things that I wanted to do? How am I going to not be broke again? And, I hated being broke. It was horrible. You couldn't do things. You can't really have fun. You don't need all the money in the world, but you certainly need enough where you can do stuff to have some fun. Now, flash forward, in the late 90s, I started investing and trading in the late 90s, and I didn't know what I was doing. So through trial and error, just tried different strategies. And I tried every strategy you can think of. Tried stocks, tried options, tried every strategy when the world of stocks and options. And what I found was that I stuck to this one strategy. It always worked out for me in the long run. In the short run, anything can happen, but the long run, it always worked out for me. And that strategy today is what is known as the Theta strategy. Now, I'm going to explain to you how this works, okay? Let's say I identify a company that I want to buy. In this case, I'm filming this on an Apple device. So we're going to use Apple as an example. Okay, Apple's currently trading for about $145 a share. And I say to myself, I love Apple. I've done my homework on Apple, and I think it'll be worth more in the future. That's the one thing I believe. I think, I've done my homework. They're going to sell more iPhones, more iPads, more MacBooks, and they're going to come up with new products and services. I think it's going to be worth more in the future. I'm happy to own Apple. Okay, so I agree to buy Apple, let's say, for $140. Now, remember, it's trading at $145 today. And I say to myself, a year from now, Apple will be worth $170 a share or $175 a share because I've done my homework. Now, that's the first step. If you don't believe in a company and you don't think it'll be worth more in the future, do not use this strategy. Or also don't buy that particular stock. If you don't believe in what you're buying, it's not going to work out well for you. So first things first, you identify a company that you really want to own that you believe will be worth more in the future. Okay. Second step, you say to yourself, I know Apple's trading for $145, but I don't want to buy it for $145. I want to actually buy it for less than $145. How do you do that? Right? This is the concept of something called selling a naked put. I've done previous videos on this, so please feel free to check it out. I'll go more in depth in those videos. Selling a naked put. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to agree to buy Apple for the next 30 days at $140 a share. And you're thinking, well, what? How does that even make sense? Remember, Apple's trading for $145, and that's what the open market's trading for. Someone who wants to sell Apple shares can sell them for $145 in the open market. But I said to them, I'm going to agree to buy your Apple shares for $140 in the next 30 days. And for that, I want you to pay me $5 a share. It's called 3% for the month. And you're thinking, why would someone pay you a bunch of money just to agree to buy Apple for less than it's trading for? Well, here's why. Let's say I'm on the other side of that trade, and I own a bunch of Apple, and I have to sell my Apple shares because I need a down payment on a house. What I do is I'll go and buy insurance. I'll make sure that no matter what happens to Apple, even if it goes down to $100 a share, that I still get $140 a share. But for that, I have to pay $5 a share for the month. Now, what that person is doing is they are insuring the value of their Apple shares. They're making sure that they're going to get at least 140, even if the stock market collapses or something wonky happens or price goes crazy. They want to make sure they get at least 140. They're buying insurance. We are more than happy to provide that insurance. Why? Because the worst thing that will happen to us in this scenario is that we will have to buy Apple for $140 or less. But remember, we also got paid $5 a share. So for us, it's a win-win situation. If Apple doesn't go to $140 a share, great. I keep the $5 a share, and I can agree to buy Apple again next month and get paid another few dollars a share, okay? Or scenario B, let's say Apple does go below $140 a share. Great. I'll have to buy it. If it goes to 135 or 138 or whatever it may be, I still have to buy it for 140. But got paid $5 a share. And the worst case situation for me is that I own Apple shares. Now, if I think those shares are going to be worth more in the future, why would I not take that to me as free money? Why would I not take the $5 a share just to agree to buy Apple? Now, I'm going to give you a real estate analogy here because I know this is a difficult concept to understand. Like I said, I've done previous videos on this, so please feel free to check it out. What exactly is a naked put? It will literally change your life financially anyways. Okay, real estate analogy is this. Let's say you find a home that is selling for $500,000, okay? And you and the seller both agree that the home is worth $500,000. You're like, you know what? Yeah, it's worth $500,000. I agree with you. Because in the stock market, things trade constantly, so you constantly know what they're worth. In the real estate market, you kind of don't know what they're worth, but let's just say for the sake of argument, we know it's worth $500,000. Okay. And the homeowner can sell it in the open market today for $500,000. But I say to the homeowner, you know what, homeowner? I'll guarantee a buy price on your home of $475,000 for the next 30 days, but I want you to pay me $10,000 for the month, right? And the homeowner's thinking, wait a second, I could just sell it for $500 now. Why would I want to agree to sell it to you for $475? Why do I want your guarantee at $475 and to pay you $10,000 on top of that for 30 days? The homeowner would more than likely ask you to leave their property. Perhaps they may call the police. They're like, what are you talking about? I'm not going to do this deal no matter what. Now, you can't do that in the real estate market, but you can do that in the stock market. You can agree to buy stocks, your favorite companies, for less than they're trading for, and you can get paid a lot of money for it. And at the same time, leaving yourself in a worst-case situation where you own that stock. That's a great place to be. To me, it's free money. Now, let's say, for example, you don't want to own stocks. You're like, I don't have time to research Apple and Microsoft or whatever other companies it may be. I don't have time for this. I just want to, say I want to buy the market in general. Now, there's something called the S&P 500. That's the 500 biggest companies in the United States, and there's an ETF that represents that called the SPY. ETF meaning exchange traded funds. Think of it as all 500 shares being lumped into one, okay? Now, I know that the stock market, on average, has gone up about 11% a year for the last 50 years, on average, okay? Now, some years are better, some years are worse. Like last year, we had a negative 20, right? But the years before that, we had positive gains, substantial positive gains, excuse me. Now, but on average, I know that it goes up about 11% a year. It has historically, excuse me. So let's say, for example, the SPY, the ETF that I talked about, all those 500 companies rolled into one, let's say that's trading for $375 a share. And I agree to say, you know what? I'll agree to buy this SPY for $375 less than it's currently worth today. I'm going to guarantee that price. I'm going to guarantee it. And for that guarantee, for that insurance that I'm providing, I get paid a certain amount per share. That can be 2, 3, 4% a month. And if SPY does happen to go down, well, fine, I'll buy it. But I got paid 2, 3, 4% for the month. The worst case situation is I own that thing and I can wait for it to recover in value, because every time the stock market has gone down historically, it's rebounded and gone to an all-time high again. So what I'm betting on is I'm betting on the whole stock market. I'm betting on humanity. I'm betting on companies progressing, which I'm totally fine with. Now, I'm going to give you another thing that's going to blow your mind here. Let's say, for example, I do have to buy that SPY, okay? SPY, the all 500 stocks rolled. The one I have to buy it at $370 a share. And, like I said, let's say I got paid $8 a share. Almost 3% or 2.5% or whatever it is. So my real cost is like $367. Okay, sorry, $362, excuse me. My cost, I'm agreeing to buy for $370. I got paid $8 a share. I'm at $362. And I'm happy to buy it because I think it'll be worth 400 or 425, a year from now. Now, the other thing I could do is something called writing a covered call. Did you know that I can get paid again simply for agreeing to sell my shares for a profit? So now let's say I own that SPY for $370 a share, right? Great. And I turn around and I say, you know what? I want to sell my shares for $390 a share. So what I'm doing in this scenario is I'm giving up my upside beyond 390. So even if it goes to 400 or 410, I only get 390. But I get paid all over again for that. I get paid another, let's say, 2, 3, 4% for the month just to do that. Now that concept is called writing a covered call, So the first thing was we agreed to buy the stock. That's writing a naked put or selling a naked put. And by the way, I didn't come up with these terms. I know they sound kind of weird. I didn't come up with them. This is just industry jargon. Now, I have to buy the stock. Great. I can then turn around and agree to sell it at my cost or at a profit and get paid all over again. And the great thing is I can do this on my phone anywhere in the world as long as I have an internet connection. So I can make all kinds of money from anywhere, like Mexico, just for agreeing to buy my favorite companies while leaving myself in a worst case scenario where I own that company. Even if the market declines, I'm okay with it because it's always rebounded historically. If this blows your mind, because I've been talking to a few people here, and every time I bring up this concept to people, like the first thing I get from people is like, "What? How come I didn't know this before? What are you talking about? How do you mean I can get paid just to agree to buy my favorite companies at a discount, and that too a lot of money?" I'm like, "Yes." I go 99.9% of people will never in their lifetime even know this exists. This is why we started this company, to eradicate financial literacy, help people get themselves and their families to a better life using the Theta strategy. Agree to buy a stock at a discount, get paid for it. Agree to sell your stock at a profit, get paid for that. Doing it on your phone, anywhere in the world, 30 minutes a day or less. Now, it will take you more time at first until you learn everything, but eventually it won't take you much time at all. If you enjoyed today's video and you want to learn more about our strategy, consider looking at our previous videos on these various topics. Also, I'm going to put a link here if you want to book a call with us to find out what it is here we do at Theta, because as I explained to you, this is a game-changing, life-changing concept, but there's a lot to learn. Book a call with us, see how we can help you out, and until next time, take care and talk soon.